Commander Zixthara had seen many species across the galaxy, but none had prepared her for the biological anomaly that was humanity. The Galactic Medical Corps had filed their initial report on human physiology with the standard warnings: primitive immune system, fragile bone structure, limited regenerative capabilities. What they had failed to mention was the emergency biochemical arsenal that each human carried within their own bloodstream. The discovery came during what should have been a routine diplomatic mission to the human colony on Kepler 442b. Pirates from the Vorthon Syndicate had ambushed their convoy, disabling the escort ships and boarding the diplomatic vessel with overwhelming force. Standard protocol called for immediate surrender. The Vorthons were known for their brutality, but they typically honored prisoner exchanges. Dr. James Martinez, the human zoobiologist assigned to Zixthara's team, had other plans. The transformation began when the first Vorthon pirate pressed a plasma weapon against the temple of Ambassador Kretal. Martinez's pupils dilated to pinpricks, his breathing shifted to rapid, shallow bursts, and his skin flushed with a deep crimson that seemed to radiate heat. Most remarkably, his scent changed. What had been the mild, pleasant aroma typical of humans suddenly became sharp and acrid like burning metal. "Fascinating," Martinez said, his voice dropping to an unnaturally calm register. "Your species releases pheromones to signal submission. Ours do the opposite." The nearest Vorthon pirate turned toward the human, mandibles clicking in confusion. In that moment of distraction, Martinez moved. What followed defied every biological parameter in the galactic medical database. The human's reaction time decreased to levels that should have been impossible for a species without cybernetic enhancement. His strength increased dramatically. Zixthara watched in stunned silence as Martinez lifted a Vorthon warrior nearly twice his mass and hurled the creature against the bulkhead with enough force to dent the reinforced metal. The pirates, seasoned veterans of countless raids, found themselves facing something they had never encountered, a creature that became more dangerous the more threatened it felt. "His cardiovascular system has shifted into overdrive," Dr. Veltara whispered to Zixthara, her medical scanner trembling in her grip. "Adrenaline levels are 20 times baseline. His body is producing norepinephrine, cortisol, and something else, something I've never seen before." That something else, they would later learn, was the key to understanding humanity's unlikely survival on their predator-rich homeworld. When faced with mortal danger, the human endocrine system didn't just release stress hormones, it manufactured what could only be described as a natural combat stimulant more potent than anything in the galactic's pharmacological arsenal. Martinez fought with a precision that seemed impossible for a species the Galactic Council had classified as emotionally unstable. Every movement was calculated, every strike perfectly placed. He moved through the boarding party like a force of nature, his enhanced reflexes turning their numerical advantage into a liability in the cramped confines of the ship's corridors. The battle lasted 7 minutes. When it ended, 12 Vorthon pirates lay unconscious, their weapons scattered across the deck. Martinez stood among them, his breathing gradually returning to normal as the chemical cocktail in his bloodstream began to metabolize. "Apologies for the mess," he said to Commander Zixthara, straightening his diplomatic uniform with hands that had stopped trembling. "I know first contact protocols generally discourage violence, but they were threatening Ambassador Kretal." Dr. Veltara approached with her medical scanner, her movements cautious. "The readings are normalizing," she reported. "His system is metabolizing the combat compounds at an extraordinary rate. No sign of the addiction or dependency issues we see with artificial stimulants." "How long have your people possessed this capability?" Zixthara asked. Martinez considered the question. "Always, I suppose. We call it the fight-or-flight response, though most humans never experience it at this intensity. Extreme stress triggers our bodies to produce everything needed for survival: enhanced strength, faster reflexes, improved focus, reduced pain sensitivity. Evolution's way of ensuring we could handle the predators on our homeworld. And the side effects? Temporary exhaustion, usually. Some humans report feeling euphoric afterward, the body's way of rewarding survival. Martinez paused, then added with characteristic human understatement, "We've learned to channel it through sports and other competitive activities. Keeps us from going stir-crazy during peacetime." As they waited for rescue ships to arrive, Zicthara found herself reconsidering everything the Galactic Council thought they knew about humanity. Here was a species that carried within each individual the biological equivalent of a military-grade enhancement suite, activated not by technology, but by their own survival instincts. The implications were staggering. No wonder humans had dominated their planet despite lacking the natural weapons, armor, or toxins possessed by so many other species. They were their own weapons, their own armor, their own emergency pharmacological support. When the rescue ships finally arrived, they found the diplomatic vessel secure and its crew unharmed. The incident report would make interesting reading for the Galactic Medical Corps, though Zicthara suspected they would struggle to believe it. After all, what kind of species evolved to become more dangerous the more threatened they felt? The answer, apparently, was the kind that now sat across from her at the negotiation table, calmly discussing trade agreements as if they hadn't just redefined the galactic understanding of biological enhancement. Humans, she realized, were going to make this universe a very interesting place.